We are here again, so you guys know what to do. Subscribe, like. Oh, sorry. I was told not to touch anything and just stay still. No, I'm just kidding. So subscribe, like, share it, all this good stuff. You know, we're going to talk about real estate today. We're going to talk about my people. Right, NAREB, right? Sorry, Patrice. So, Patrice, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who do we have here today?
Hi, everyone. My name is Patrice Footes, and I am the president of Bronx Realtors Professionals. It is a board of NAREB, the National Association of Real Estate Brokers.
I always go like that when
Facts.
they say
All
that.
day.
That's right.
All day.
That's right. But before we get to NAREB and what you do for NAREB and how important that mission is that you're on, tell us a little bit about your story. Like, how'd you get into real estate?
Ooh, I was about to say something, but it really... So my background is I have over 20-something years in corporate marketing.
Oh,
and
wow.
Yeah.
That's why she makes a lot of money.
Oh, stop it. No. So I was like, that person that was running and catching the train every day, running after the train. But then I started a family.
Yeah.
Right. And so, your dad,
Yep.
When you become a parent, your life just really shifts.
Absolutely.
And
Completely.
So, completely shifts. And so that running every single day for that train or, just boxing my kids in where I can only see them for 2 hours at night before I had to put them to bed.
And it's the worst 2 hours of the day because they're tired, you're tired.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough for me, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, time to make a pivot where I can have more time for my children. So it was my children who were the motivator, right? But I think a lot of realtors, we get into this business, we're like, I want more time. I want to make... Not true, right?
No, right. It's the opposite.
It's the opposite.
It's like that meme where he says, I quit my 9 to 5 and now I'm working 5 to 9.
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly it. But it was one of the best decisions that I ever made, right? Like I got into it. I think it's my 7th year now.
Oh, wow. Time flies.
I know. And if you would ever said that to me when it was, when I quit my job, it was like nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? But I like plunged right in, like quit my job, never did real estate part-time.
Never had a business before real estate?
Never.
Wow.
Never. I was that 9 to 5 employee. So I really got into it for my children just to be more available for them. Right. Yeah. So, and I just loved it. I always tell people it feels like The Matrix, right? If you ever saw the movie The Matrix, right? When he's trying... I know, bro. I know, but when he's trying to read the screen, right? And he doesn't get it at first. And then
and it's going super fast.
Right.
Yes.
And then after a while, it makes sense to him, right?
Yeah.
He caught on.
Yes.
And that's how I feel about real estate. Like when I look at the screen, I'm like, wow, it makes sense to me.
Totally. It's like when they say with the athletes, the game slows down.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah.
And I could get that because no offense to my wife, but she'll ask me stuff about real estate and I'll explain to her and it just like.
Right. My husband too. Same thing.
Right.
Same thing.
I was like, you don't get that?
Right.
Like, no.
Right. But I actually, we get it. We get it. So, and it was one of the best decisions. No regrets whatsoever. I always tell people my only regret in real estate is that I didn't get into it sooner.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
But I
did you even know this existed when you were in college? Like, creating your career path when you were a young adult and trying to figure out, was this an option?
Never.
Right.
At all.
Right. Nobody in your family is a realtor?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Now, are you the first homeowner in your family as well?
No.
Okay.
No. So I grew up in a home. So, and that's why it was important for me. But, there was no one talking real estate, investors, or any of that.
Yeah.
This was like all, just jumping, head first. Everybody was like, you're quitting your job?
Like they looked at you like you were crazy, probably.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I remember telling my best friend at the time that I quit my job, and he's like, "Why didn't you tell me before you quit your job?" And I was like, "Because you would have probably talked me out of quitting my job."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it was.
But they thought I was crazy. But now everyone's like, like even my mom, like she'll say to me, wow, I think you found your niche, right? Yeah. So I think, just to kind of tell people, don't listen to the naysayers, right? Just kind of do what you want to do.
You do seem like you're in your zen, especially talking to you and how you deal with your customers, your clients, just your rapport with people. You feel, I get the picture that you are in your zen. You are in your genius doing this. And
I love it.
Yeah.
Like it's rare that you find anyone who could say, like they wake up and say, I love my job, right? I actually love my job. I love what I do. And I hope that comes across, right?
It does. It totally, to your peers, it totally comes across that way.
I love what I do. Like, I think my husband one time even said to me, it was him and I talking, I said, even my worst day in real estate is better than the best day in corporate America. So I think that just sums it up.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like, this is a grind sometimes, you know.
Saw the bottles in my no, there's no bottles in my office. I don't drink it.
It's a grind, like it could be a grind, but even on that worst day, like I don't dread Mondays anymore. Like
That's
people what they call it, the Sunday night dread or whatever.
Like Garfield, he's like dragging himself into Mondays,
I don't have that feeling.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Because every day is different.
That's right. Like, new adventure. Like maybe there's a new closing. Maybe there's a new podcast coming out.
Podcast, right. Exactly. Every day is different. So I just kind of embrace it, and I love that about it.
I want to thank you for even taking me up on this.
Oh, my goodness.
Because I know this is, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to get in front of the camera. I don't want to do that. And you got out your comfort zone, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I wanted you to really tell your story about NAREB and how important it is to our community. The National Association of Real Estate Brokers. And I think you're doing an amazing job at it as the president of the Bronx chapter, right? It's a chapter, right?
It's board. We're a board, not a chapter.
The board.
Yes. Yeah. It's wild. Like, believe it or not, the first time I really heard about NAREB itself was during COVID.
Wow.
And it was on that app. What's that app that, oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank
not
right
Facebook.
now. No.
We know what that app is.
No. It was that app that came about during COVID. And it was like everyone is in the rooms. What is the room? Oh, gosh. Oh, my God. And you had to be invited in. Like, you had to.
And on the screen, you see all the faces of people that are in the conversation. Yes.
Oh, my
I know
goodness.
what you're talking about.
It's going to come back to me. Now it's going to bug me.
But it's funny how it's not even a thing anymore.
No, I know, right?
Like how fast businesses come in and come out.
Right. And it was like a big deal. You had to be invited in. And I heard people.
These big conversations about stuff. That's right.
And you would call to the stage and then they would talk. Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank. But that's when I first heard people saying about NAREB. And I was like, what's that? What are they talking about? Like, who is that, right? And then, right, because believe it or not, I started in real estate right before COVID.
Right. 7 years ago, 2018. Yeah. Oh, my God. What a time to start.
I know.
What a time to start your career.
I just quit my job, my 9 to 5. And I'm like, and here it is. Governor Cuomo gets on and says,
you can't go anywhere.
You can't go anywhere.
You're like,
no open houses, no showings. And my family's like, what did you do? Right. So, here it is. But so I started listening. I consumed real estate.
Yeah.
It's funny because I remember at the time, right before COVID hit, going into my office and seeing people. And then some of those people are no longer even in business anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Like COVID scared them enough that they got out.
That's right.
Right? But for me, it was like, I can't go back. I can't go back, right? Like it was like all or nothing.
You burned that bridge.
Right. I was like
the match.
Full. And when you think about it, no one knew how long COVID
this was going to be.
Right.
Oh my God.
Right.
I remember being at home with the kids and they were like, you got to teach your kids. I was like, are you out of your mind? I'm not a teacher.
Right.
So I got to teach them math and and I got to do my job while I'm this is ridiculous.
I'm telling you, it was a time. But I had made up my mind. I was like, I am going to make it, right? And so I consumed real estate in every format, every way that I could. I sat there, I was like, all right, by the time I could, because remember, I'm a marketing person, right? I was a marketing manager for like years. So when I came out, I was like, all right, I don't know how long this is going to be, but when I come out of it, I'm going to be more marketable, right? I was like, how do I get...
Because anyone survived that, they were fine.
Yep. I was like, I'm coming out with some letters after. I was like, what's that SRES? What's an ADR, right? I researched it. I took classes. I think I got like every...
And everything was on Zoom then. Too.
Right. I took every designation, every certification. I got my license in Connecticut. I was like, whatever I need to do, right?
What else can I do from home?
What else can I do from home to make myself more marketable?
Absolutely.
So that's part of my story. But it was
a great approach.
And I was on that app with every real estate room that they had. I jumped in there.
Was it called Rooms?
No. See, now we gonna bug out off of this.
I'm totally blanking.
You know the app though. Everybody knows. I know somebody's gonna look at this and be like, I remember it.
Yeah. Like I was on it.
Yeah. So that's when I first heard it. Honestly, I really did hear it, and just was like, okay, tell me more about this group. That's how I that was the first introduction I had to it, honestly.
And then you like, I got to join it. I got to now be the president of it. And now I got to run it. And now I'm going to take it to the next level.
Trust me, this was more like a voluntold, right? Like people saw my passion for my business and took that as leadership. And I was like,
well, that's the thing. You totally showed some leadership qualities where people said, you know what? You could run this thing. And you could do not only run it, but you could do a good job at taking this board. I was about to say chapter, this board to that next level, whatever that is, right?
Whatever that is, yeah.
Because I think we're still new as a board here in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Relatively new.
Yeah.
And I think for you to be able to keep it going and get us still excited about what's next for NAREB, I think is huge.
I mean, pray for me. Because there are days where, and that's the hardest part, right? Because everybody else is like, you can do this. I see. And I get in my own head, right? Like, I'm like, what?
Imposter syndrome. We all have
right? I'm
we
like,
all
what
have
are
those
talking
moments.
about, right? Yep. But, I mean, just the basic principle of NAREB, right? Our mission statement is democracy and housing.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, that's not complicated.
How do you mess that up, guys? That's the goal. Democracy and housing.
Democracy and housing, right? People are like, what do you do? Democracy and housing. Yeah. Like, just focus on that and everything else. But when you think about it, that should even just be NAREB's mission. That should be everybody's mission, right?
I can't believe that has to be a thing.
Right, exactly.
That's the scary part.
Like, democracy and housing, full stop. And so myself, right, when my husband and I were buying our house, right, I always tell people the story. It's like a true story.
Did you buy before you became a realtor?
Yes.
Got it. So you were doing the process before.
Yes.
You knew what was expected of a realtor.
Absolutely.
Got it.
And so now that I'm a realtor and a realtist, right, as we call ourselves, realtist, I think it's interesting because now I can look back and see how democracy and housing is so necessary, right?
Especially in the suburbs.
Especially in the suburbs.
I think in the Bronx, it's somewhat easy.
No, but even still.
Even still, huh?
Even still. Yeah. Like I remember my husband and I looking at a house in Westchester County and the agent who was assisting us, I never forget the statement because it really stuck out to me. We were looking at the house and she said to me and my husband, she said, if you buy this house, your neighbors will never have their children play with you. And I was like, what?
What?
Yeah. And I was like, I'm sorry? And she was like, your neighbors will not have their children play with you. And I was like,
what? I can't even believe she said that.
She said that to me, and I'll never forget. I was like, at the time, I think either Obama won or he was like just, elected.
And you only had the one kid at the time, or you had both of them at that time?
No, we had no children. Yeah. We had no children. Right, no children. I'll never forget that. And I said to her, oh, well, we have a black president. She better get over, they're going to have to get over it. And I remember my husband and I looked at the house and we ended up not buying it for other reasons, right? Yeah. But I was saying to myself, right, I wasn't intimidated by that. But what if I was?
Yeah.
She could have deterred me.
Like you would have lost out on an opportunity and might have gone home and said, you know what, I don't want to buy a house.
Exactly. And this is from a reputable brokerage. If I said her name, people would know who she is, right? But that's wild in itself.
That's wild that they said that.
Right?
Out loud. Like, you get thinking. You're free to think whatever you want, but don't say that out loud.
She said it out loud, right? And then I had another experience where I was working with these clients. They were coming up from Harlem.
Yeah.
And they wanted to move to Westchester County. And I remember, true story, their budget was $3 million. They had the money, C-suite level executives. But whenever we went, and as they have the right to, the husband will wear like a hoodie, the hottest J's on his feet, jeans, ripped up jeans. Right. You would never know, right? Like, but he was a C-suite level executive. And I know it was around COVID again. And
the buyers were home, the sellers were home.
The seller's agent, because on that level, they want to be present, right? That's right? And so I get there and I never forget, she wasn't wearing a mask, but when I went to shake her hand and I said, hi, I'm Patrice, I'm the real, she was like, sorry, COVID. But she didn't have a mask on, right? But she didn't want to shake my hand. And then, so those are the kind of things, right?
Patrice,
I'm not making this up.
I feel like we're in the 90s now.
Right?
Like what?
Right.
And I think most people would not believe this happens, but it definitely happens, especially in our line of work where I think people seem super comfortable being not super comfortable showing their biases.
Or they're so ingrained in them, they don't even realize it's a bias, right? I mean, when you think about it,
right.
The fair housing laws were just enacted, 58 years ago? Like I'm not going to tell my age, but I'm not that older, that much younger than fair housing laws, right? Like, truth be told, where my husband and I finally did buy a house, 59, 60, there were no laws in place to protect us. There was no law in place for that seller to say, I don't want to sell to those Black people.
Right. They could have gotten away with it.
They could have gotten away with it. We're just talking about 58 years ago. That's not that long ago.
Not that long ago. Not that long.
Right? That's wild. If you just think, like, again, I'm telling my age, but I'm not that far. Like, so when people say, oh, why, NAREB, why is NAREB about, why do y'all need that? It's not it's not again, stay focused. Democracy in housing.
What's the mission? Democracy in housing. Right.
That's it.
For everyone.
For everyone.
For all,
right? We focus on us, right? But democracy in housing. So it's not to say like, oh, Patrice, you only work with Black people. No, that's silly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
democracy
silly.
in housing.
Right. That's silly, people. Right? She doesn't only work with Black people. That's just dumb.
No. But I am a firm believer in, building generational wealth by educating the Black community on how to build that through real estate. I'm a firm believer.
So it's funny, a good friend of mine, a big shout out to Nigel Frankson, in just in case you're watching this, Nigel. He called me the other day. He is working on a book. So Nigel is 1 year older than me. We both went to Brooklyn Tech. And when he got out of college, he bought a house in Bed-Stuy.
Okay.
A brownstone Bed-Stuy. Now, he bought this brownstone in Bed-Stuy before the Bed-Stuy we know today.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Bed-Stuy of old.
It was Stuyvesant Heights.
That's right.
Stuyvesant Heights now.
And
so he bought it. Right. He bought it when it was do or die.
Do or die. Right. 'Cause you're a Brooklyn girl.
Yeah.
And he just called me the other day and he says, Mike, what is it about young Black professionals, the minute we got out of college and we left those communities, we never went back?
Mm.
And I remember having a conversation with a good friend of mine, Ken Gale. When we got out of college, he bought an apartment in Harlem. I bought an apartment in Riverdale.
Mm.
And just playing that conversation in my head today, I felt safer moving to Riverdale. Not necessarily safer. I felt that there would be less distractions.
Distractions like what?
Great question. A lot of urban distractions, in the community that can easily sidetrack the real mission or the real goal at hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I had a boss, my first job out of school, I was an assistant buyer at Saks Fifth Avenue. I worked for June Horn.
Mm.
And June Horn, when I told her I had these options, I can buy an apartment in Riverdale and an apartment in Harlem. She was like, buy the apartment in Riverdale. You stay out of trouble, right? And I looked at her, I was like, okay, smart, great decision. But after talking to Nigel and just talking to my friend the other day, that it seems to be a common trend among educated Black people. We get out of college to get out of the communities in which we've grown up in, and
now those communities are amazing, and a lot of us can't even afford to get back to our community.
That's the crazy part.
That's a whole other thing.
When my buddy sold his place in Harlem and I sold my place in Riverdale, I think I made like $50,000. He made like $250,000.
Yeah.
It was a big difference economically. What was happening, and it was about taking those risks that seemed dangerous at the time, but you were with your people.
Listen,
and I didn't grasp that at that time in my life. Now I get it.
So, like, I know of a couple. Shout out to the Barretts. I'm gonna play this for them. But I remember, like, they live in Westchester County, right? Yeah. And they're in Mamaroneck. And the husband was like, I want to go back to my people. Like, can you find me a house in Mount Vernon? And he was doing like the reverse, right? He's like, I want to go live with my people.
Yeah.
Can you find me something in that? But again, I don't judge anyone for that, right?
Right. No judgment. You should have no steering in that.
No, not at all. You have a right to live wherever you want to live. Right. Again, focus. Democracy and housing. That's it.
Stay focused.
Stay focused. Democracy and housing.
Clubhouse. Clubhouse. Thank you, Dimitri.
Clubhouse. That's it.
Oh,
See,
man.
I knew that was like, you have to be invited on the app.
That's right. I was never invited.
Is it still going?
I was never invited.
Really?
To Clubhouse.
You were never on it?
No. I would see from the outside, but I don't think I was ever invited to a meeting of really cool people
it
in
was
Clubhouse.
so cool. No, true story. Here's a funny thing. The first time I met the current president of Westchester NAREB, Erica King, was on Clubhouse.
You gotta be kidding me.
I promise you. That was during COVID. It was the wildest thing. I met, shout out to Erica King.
Big shout out to her. She's the bomb.
Westchester County Realtors. They have an event tonight. Go support them if you can. Don't get me lying.
All right, we're going. We are going.
But we're gonna shout out to Erica King.
And you know what? Can you just piggyback on that? Like, we support the other NAREBs.
Oh my goodness!
Right?
Yeah, that's my girl.
I want to make sure that's clear because I think sometimes people think like, oh, Bronx.
No.
We're all one big family.
One family. We are all one family. Like I said, Erica is my girl. Erica, actually, we met on Clubhouse. Like we met online, and then we actually. But that is my girl.
Is she also the president still of the Westchester chapter? Right?
Yes.
Look at girl power.
Yes.
Sticking together.
Yes.
So now, what's your big mission for? Or when I say big mission, we like to say here at KW, like BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. But what would be the goal for NAREB for 2026 for the rest of the year? How would you like to see us close out the year, our board?
It's so funny because I don't think there is just one, right? It's like we're juggling so many. One of the things that I really want to do a little bit more of, right? Because we are the premier organization for real estate professionals, right? Yeah. That we just have a community focus. We have a front serving focus. But I really would love to kind of get people to know that we're here.
Yeah.
Right? Because like you said, we kind of started in the beginning. You were the vice president.
That's right. That's right. And I didn't do a great job. I'll just be honest. I did not do as good of a job as you have done.
Stop it.
I'm serious. Because I think you've put yourself out there more. You totally are like very vulnerable. You put yourself out there, and I think that's what it takes.
I'm crazy.
At the time, I sit behind my desk making calls, so I think you're doing an amazing job with the board.
That. Thank you. Like I said, just pray for me. and in that same vein, I want to say, right, it's not just me.
Yeah.
I have
absolutely. You have a great team.
Phenomenal executive board. Shout out to my VP, Dion Walker Duncan.
She's the bomb.
Oh my goodness. And a lot of people don't know the story about Dion, but some do know it. Dion was my client.
That's right. She was your client at first.
She was my client. I helped her move out of the Bronx, get her house.
Well, you're the reason why she lives all the way in Carajo land.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to blame you when she's got to drive 2 hours home. It's all your fault, Patrice.
Yeah. Dion was my client. She wasn't even licensed as a salesperson. And it was after Dion bought 3 properties with me. Yeah. She got her license, in the middle of all of that. So
what an impact you must have made on her during those 3 transactions, though.
But in her own right, she was an investor, right? Yeah. She already had her feet muddled, right? She was already doing her thing as an investor. So she is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I can't, she is phenomenal. If you ever get a chance to just
super
sit down,
sharp too.
Yeah,
very sharp.
She's
young
amazing.
Lady. Yeah.
Equity creates wealth. That's her thing. She's big about that. Yeah. So then I have to also shout out my treasurer. Yeah. Priscilla Chang Stately. She was here from the previous administration, stuck around. Yep. She's the money girl, right? She keeps me in order. It is not just me.
We thank her for all the events she's funded.
Yeah, Priscilla's yep, I got you. Priscilla is amazing.
You guys have done a good job at bringing in other vendors for fundraising.
Just to
meet and greet
support
other professionals.
First of all, because I'm always outside. I'm outside a lot. That's why I'm always so tired. I'm I forgot my Red Bull in the car. I'm tired most days. I am exhausted.
Next time we'll have some Red Bull. We'll be sponsored by Red Bull.
Yeah, man. I have to. But I think, and shout out to Kilimanjaro Toussaint.
Killer.
I'm immediate past president of Westchester's board. But I remember him saying, and he's so right about it, right? He was like, as leadership, the biggest part is showing up. You got to show up. You got to show face. You got to be outside.
And you're moving, showing up here. And you show up with a great attitude.
Again, because I like what I do.
Yeah.
If I didn't like what I do, I think that's a problem, right? Like, I'd have a hard time.
It shows that you are enjoying the process.
I am.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really am. But, it definitely, as the president, this is like, what, month 5 of presidency?
Right? Wait, yeah, May. Oh, yeah. It's about to be halfway through the year.
Yeah, month 5 of it. I've never been anybody's president besides my husband and kids, right? And so I'm learning and I'm trying to do my best.
You're doing great.
It definitely, one of my biggest challenges, and I tell everyone, I'm vulnerable about this, is actually balancing my time with it all, right? Because I actually do business in this game still. Like, I'm still.
And that's also, I think, rare for someone in your leadership position in this board, because I think a lot of times a lot of these chapters boards, not just
right,
people don't do a lot of real estate.
Yeah,
right?
That's wild to me.
They're not involved in a lot of transactions to really make an impact.
Yeah.
So the fact that you are involved on a high level in a lot of transactions, and you get your clients to become realtors and join NAREB, and now they're going to be the new presidents. This is just how you move.
But I can understand, right? I understand what that realtors is saying, right? When they say, "Oh, I haven't had any deals," or "I don't like." I understand it because I'm actually in the streets. Like, you might see me coming to your open house one day.
That's right.
Like, I'm actually doing.
Can't wait for us to do a transaction together.
Listen.
I gotta get fancy houses. You hear her? She's like the C-suite people and all this stuff.
No, listen.
I just sell normal houses.
No. But even with that said, my last deal was $90,000.
Oh,
like real. Like,
you do a little bit of everything.
I do everything.
Okay.
And that's the thing. The person who's buying a $90,000 co-op is going to get the same respect as that $3 million. Right? It doesn't matter to me. Right? It does. I'm going to meet you from the beginning to the end. It doesn't matter.
They all get the great Patrice.
You're going to get the same service regardless. But I am actually in the streets. I'm selling. I'm doing the work. I'm open housing. I'm showing houses. I'm listing property. Matter of fact, I got a new listing.
What you got?
So this one is in Bronxville. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom co-op. $375,000. Let's go.
Nice.
But I do business.
What street? What building?
100 Parkway Road.
Oh, nice. That's a nice building.
But with that being said, I even got one in Brooklyn too going on.
What you got? What you got in Brooklyn? Tell me.
Another co-op as well.
Yeah, where?
East 8th.
That is Spencerhurst? No, Bay Ridge. Midwood.
Yep.
East 8th. Okay.
So, and with that, I'm a Brooklyn girl, and everybody says, "Oh,
Brooklyn."
I know they're like, how are you a Brooklyn girl servicing the Bronx?
Because that's what Brooklyn people do. We get around, we do things.
But you know what I think too? I always say to people, my people's needs are my people's needs regardless. Right. Right? It's not like the needs are different for fair housing and democracy in housing in Bronx than it is for Brooklyn, right? Like, that's like when I hear people say, I'm like,
they forgot the mission.
Right. I'm like,
democracy in housing.
Period.
That's it.
I'm like, my people's needs are the same regardless, right?
Very true.
It doesn't matter. And I feel like in our industry, we've had enough redlining, right? Where, you can't go here. That's dumb.
Dumb.
I can be just as
so dumb. Man.
Like I can be just as effective and feel just as passionately about servicing the Bronx as I would anywhere else. It doesn't, like, again, democracy and housing, period. I don't care about lines and this and that.
Absolutely.
Right? And the other thing about it, because, I know a lot of, like, people from the burbs, they won't come to the Bronx, right?
There was a time they would not show down when I worked. Where you going? I'm like, the Bronx.
Everybody gets nervous.
Right. Thinking like, where you going?
I'm like, nervous from what?
Right. But now that everything is 900,000, they coming down here.
I'm like,
I'm about to put a toll on all these bridges for you realtors. You come down here, you gotta pay me. No, I'm just kidding. Like, there's no money for all of us.
Like, it doesn't. Like, I'm not intimidated by that, right? Like, I'm not afraid of I'm not a parallel park with the music on, right? That's how good. Like, I'm a city girl.
You put your arms back?
Still could do it old school. Yes. Yes. I'm like this. Yes. I still can do, like, so I know how to parallel park. Like.
That is a skill.
It is a skill with the music on. Like people that got to turn it down.
I got focus.
No, I'm good, right? So I think that it's okay for me. And honestly, if you didn't tell me I was in the Bronx, if I close my eye, it looks like anywhere else, right?
Totally.
You'd be fine.
So how do we close out? What do you need to tell the people, Trees?
Bronx Realtors Professionals, the premier network for Black real estate professionals. So you do not have to be a real estate salesperson. We're looking for appraisers. We're looking for insurance. We're looking for
all professionals that are involved in this field. Join us. Yep.
Join us.
Actually, I have someone for you. Aaron Walker, you're going to get a call from Patrice, okay?
Oh, Aaron.
That's my appraiser. He's in Harlem. He's the man. He probably already is part of NAREB in some... No, yes. I don't think he is. You're joining. I talked to you yesterday. You're getting a call from us today.
Yeah, right, man. Aaron? Like, just come and support us and do the work, right? The work is educating us. If we don't support each other,
then who will?
Yeah, just educate. It really is about front-facing the community, educating the community on how to build wealth through real estate, how to close that gap, right? We do everything from residential to commercial, the developers
That's
academy.
An aspect that, we haven't even touched on today. That's probably but the commercial side of what we do and how that plays out and biases and where people
Sounds like a part two. Sounds like a part two.
You know it. Well, thank you, Patrice. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Subscribe, like, share it. I don't know, tag me when you call your cousin about me. Just let us know, all right?
Just let us know.
And comment, man, because that's the only way we know what to give you by your engagement. So thank you.
Thank you.